The hairstyling sector in China today is also increasingly recognized. With the arrival of the AI era, many sectors will be impacted by artificial intelligence. But our sector will not be replaced, because sometimes, when talking with clients, we ask ourselves why our profession won't be replaced. There are two reasons. The first is that it's a technical profession. It must be executed with great precision. For example, thanks to our hands, we can determine the exact length of hair, as well as achieve the specific effect the client wants. Secondly, we are able to offer clients not just technique, but also real emotional value. And I believe that emotional value is precisely something that AI cannot replace.
Welcome to Cutting Edge, the podcast created and brought to you by L'Oreal Professional Products, an exclusive series about the world's top hairstylists. Through their unique stories, visions, and voices, these rule-breaking artists from around the world share their journeys to success, how they are shaping the future of hairstyling and professional beauty in their own way, and how they are elevating the profession to new heights. A podcast series produced by L'Oreal Professional Products. Today, we meet with Linxin Zhang from Beijing, China, winner of the 2024 L'Oreal Style and Color Trophy, whose unique artistry and edgy, textured styles draw inspiration from Chinese culture and embrace new trends.
My name is Linxin Zhang. I'm 28 years old, and I'm from Beijing, China. I'm a hairstylist, but I'm also an educator, a content creator on social media, a backstage hairstylist for fashion shows, and the winner of the Global L'Oreal Style and Color Trophy 2024. I would say I have a rather introverted personality, but in my work and in daily life, I'm someone who's very meticulous and detail-oriented, and I have a strong perseverance. I'm a hairstylist because I'm passionate about my craft. I truly love my field and the spirit of craftsmanship that defines it.
We are very happy to have you with us today, Linxin. How would you describe your mission as a hairstylist today?
I believe my mission is to do a job that creates and spreads beauty, a sacred, meaningful profession. Because when we create a beautiful hairstyle for a client, just imagine every morning when they wake up, that person feels happy and in a good mood because of that great haircut. I think hairstyling is an artistic profession. I see us as both designers and artists because this job demands a real craftsmanship spirit. For example, when we cut each strand of hair, when we color each lock, every detail matters. That's why it's essential to pursue excellence in everything we do. I believe the hairstyling market in China is steadily improving. People are placing increasing importance on their image. Today, life is improving for many, and people may also need more emotional value. That's why many choose to get their hair styled, to feel more beautiful.
So tell us about your first contact with hairstyling and what studies led you to become a professional.
The first time I came into contact with this profession was in middle school, when my parents took me to a hair salon to get a haircut because we were going home to celebrate the new year. Since I have naturally curly hair, they gave me a hair straightening treatment, and at that moment, I saw that my reflection in the mirror had changed so much. That's when my interest in hairstyling began. My father is a chef, and I think his dedication and commitment to his craft also influenced me and pushed me to pursue a technical profession. I began studying hairstyling in high school. In fact, in elementary and middle school, I had other ideas too, but I don't think those ideas were very mature since I hadn't yet discovered a real profession. However, once I discovered hairstyling, I gradually felt in love with it. After finishing middle school, I went to a vocational school. One of my middle school teachers advised me to do this, saying that traditional academic study isn't the only path. You can choose to study something specialized, something that interests and excites you, and in that field, you can shine and succeed. After graduating, with the recommendation of my high school teacher, I enrolled in a specialized vocational school in Beijing to study hairstyling. During my 2 years at the school, I learned a lot, mainly professional knowledge. In parallel, I also participated in several skills competitions, both in Beijing and at the national level. These experiences taught me a lot, both theoretically and practically, and provided a solid foundation for my future hairstyling career. At the same time, during my internship in a salon, I had much more opportunity for direct contact with clients. These are things I couldn't really learn in school, where the focus was more on theory. In the salon, I was able to gain practical experience and hands-on learning.
The salon where you currently work has employed you for several years. Can you describe this place and how it's organized?
When I first came to my current workplace, I was a beginner. Over time, I improved and am now a partner. Our company was founded in 2001 by Mr. Fu Jun, and today we have 8 salons in Beijing, 7 JF professional salons, and 1 high-end JF Pro salon. We also have a partner salon in Hong Kong. Our team focuses first and foremost on professional skills and strives to meet customer needs by delivering quality service. We also have a development plan for employees. There is a training system tailored to each stage, from assistant to stylist, then to salon manager. Additionally, we offer many internal training sessions and also opportunities to study abroad in Japan, Korea, France, and other countries. We also participate in events like Shanghai Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, and other major shows and events. These experiences help not only enhance technical skills, but also broaden knowledge and open new horizons, all with the goal of better serving our clients. Now, I am also one of the partners in our educational system, and I am responsible for certain aspects of coloring and styling. I also take part in teaching. For example, contributing to the creation of our own training books, which we use for various projects, including training videos, etc. Personally, I really enjoy the educational side of my work and am learning how to better share my knowledge. Teaching is different from working directly with clients. When you're at the salon, if you style a client's hair and make them happy, that's enough. But in training, it's what you transmit and how you can make others understand better. I think that's very important too.
What are the most important skills for a hairstylist today? And what would you say are your own most important skills?
Given that I've been working in this field for 12 years now, there are several essential qualities. First, you need solid technical skills, because technique is the foundation of our work. Then it's crucial to have a sense of service and strong communication abilities. At the same time, you need to pay attention to your environment, cleanliness, and organization in the salon. Hygiene must be impeccable, and the space should be well maintained. Another important point in today's world of social media is that hairstylists need digital skills. It's necessary to use online platforms to promote yourself, be more visible, and attract more clients. As a hairstylist, I think my main strengths and priorities are: I primarily work in the salon and focus intensely on my clients. From a technical perspective, I ensure I have strong skills and high-quality techniques to meet client demands, no matter what style they request. I also pay attention to fashion. For example, what colors are trending this year, what hairstyles popular celebrities are wearing. And then there's my aesthetic sense. I think aesthetics are extremely important in our profession. Aesthetics can be abstract and hard to define, but they can be improved in certain ways. For instance, by frequently visiting art exhibitions or studying abroad. This trip to Paris, for example. Paris is a place rich in culture, art, with many museums. There are also art galleries and more. So, I hope to learn more from these and further improve my artistic skills.
Your work is very creative and inspired. So where do you get your inspiration?
I think my inspiration comes from my many study trips abroad. For example, I've been to Japan, Korea, and France. I find that each place has its own culture and a distinct way of artistic expression. I think traveling, seeing what others are doing and how they do it, really helps to broaden my vision and understanding. At the same time, I follow many foreign hairstylists on Instagram, and not just hairstylists. I also follow architects. I love admiring great paintings, including those from our own Chinese culture. All of that nourishes me deeply.
Why do your clients choose you for their hair? And how would you describe your DNA as a hairstylist?
Why do clients come to me? I think there are several reasons. First, I'm a very sincere person. When I work on a project, for example, I genuinely think about what's best for the client. For example, if a client comes in for a perm or a color treatment, and it's really not suitable for them, I certainly won't recommend they do it. Because I believe that if you're just doing it to make money by treating clients that way, it's already a bad choice. What's important is to understand which service suits the client and to recommend the appropriate one. I believe that's the right approach. As a hairstylist, my main focus points when providing services are largely driven by my passion for color. I love taking on challenges involving different colors. And as you can see from my own hair, you can probably guess that. That's why I enjoy doing bold or slightly eccentric colors for my clients. At the same time, I also enjoy creating really cool looks. When working on those elements, I also make sure to pay attention to the hair's texture, because I believe hair only has a true sense of luxury when it has the right texture.
What type of client do you enjoy working with the most?
My client base ranges from about 18 to 40 years old, and I think each age group has its own characteristics, and I really enjoy working with all of them. For those born in the 90s and 2000s, their hairstyles tend to be bolder and more diverse, so I can better showcase my skills in craftsmanship. As for clients born in the 70s and 80s, their styles are already more fixed, but they have a lot of experience and life behind them, and I think that can also be a great source of inspiration. And nowadays, young men really care about their image. In their minds, getting a haircut doesn't just mean cutting it short. They're more willing to try things like perms, dyes, and highlights. More and more young men are paying attention to their appearance now, because beauty isn't just a right for girls. Guys are increasingly interested in taking care of their looks too. In China, there are a lot of people, so everyone's needs are likely to be different. A single client might want several services at once, like color, a perm, and even highlights. So it's essential to be a versatile hairstylist.
Can you tell us about the big trends you see in China today? What are some of the people's biggest hair aspirations?
In China, the current trend leans more towards sophisticated yet natural hairstyles, because people in China are quite busy too. They're looking for the best results in the shortest amount of time. Even though that's challenging, it's exactly what today's consumers are looking for. We're also paying attention to the hairstyles of the generation born in the 2000s because they tend to be more daring and diverse. In China, most people have dark hair, about level 3 in tone, but more and more are willing to try two-tone dyes, colorful highlights, or lighter shades. They also care more about the health of their hair. That's why many are open to scalp and hair care treatments. Our salon has even created a dedicated care area to better serve our clients with professional staff focused on treatments. This is also to enhance the client experience as this type of clientele is growing steadily.
Could you give us an overview of the products you use in the salon on a daily basis?
In my daily work, I use essential oils for my clients. For example, Hairstyling essential oil and L'Oreal Professional essential oil. I find that essential oil is very good for protecting the hair and improving its texture. I use it both before and after blow drying. As for treatments, there are different types depending on the hair's needs. Some are for dry hair, while others aim to boost shine. Treatments are also recommended according to the specific condition of the client's hair. For example, Fusio dose treatments are great for fast absorption after a perm or color treatment. We also use Kerastase hair mask for daily care, and treatments to boost shine, as well as anti-metal treatments to remove metallic particles from the hair. We also offer scalp care, as hair care now includes both detoxifying and nourishing elements. There are even treatments to prevent hair loss, tailored to the client's scalp condition.
What is your hair coloring process?
For clients having their hair colored, this is generally how I proceed with the treatment. For the scalp, I start by applying the Kerastase base mask, which helps protect the scalp. It also helps prevent the color cream from penetrating too deeply. Then before the coloring, I do an anti-metal deposit treatment. It removes some of the metallic particles from the hair. This helps the color appear more vibrant and shiny. After coloring and shampooing, I use Fusio dose from the Kerastase range for treatment. Fusio dose is quickly absorbed by the hair. This helps save time for the client, since getting hair done can be tiring. And the product improves the hair's nutrient absorption. Finally, before drying the hair, I apply Kerastase oil to protect it further.
And with clients coming in for a perm?
Pre-perm treatments might include L'Oreal Professional products that target the hair's core, or other similar products used before the perm. We also use treatments during and after the perm. Currently, we use an anti-metal deposit treatment as well as a post-perm treatment, specifically the Fusio dose treatment from Kerastase to protect the hair. In China, increasing attention is being paid to hair texture. Clients are doing many hair care treatments, and the products are becoming more effective in maintaining hair quality. Last year, L'Oreal Professional launched an ammonia-free perm product. This perm has no odor at all. It significantly reduces hair damage. That's why many hairstylist friends of mine love using it. It protects the hair's quality much better. I think from a health perspective, ammonia-free products are probably healthier, and they're increasingly appreciated by clients. In the past, after a lot of coloring, the smell would linger for days, even after washing the hair. But today, that's changed a lot. Whether or not the product contains ammonia, L'Oreal's color treatments no longer smell as strong as they used to. You don't need several washes to get rid of the smell anymore. Now it fades much faster.
Okay, now we would like to congratulate you on winning the L'Oreal Style and Color Trophy 2024. Tell us about this incredible journey and how you came to win this prestigious competition.
I've been taking part in the L'Oreal Professional Style and Color Trophy for 6 consecutive years, and I continue to participate every year. Looking back at 2024, I'd say it was a year full of challenges and difficulties, because in 2023, my colleague Zhang Wang won the world title for China for the first time. He's an excellent colleague and a good friend of mine. The fact that someone close to me received such an honor made me really happy and sparked a strong determination in me. That's why, in 2024, I decided to give it all. I began preparing for the competition in February, even though the theme hadn't been announced yet. I thought that by improving my aesthetic sense and technical skills, I could better prepare for the contest. So that perseverance stayed with me from February all the way until the Chinese regional competition began, and I was deeply honored to win the China Regional Championship. Then in October, I received notification from France that my work had been selected among the world's top 6 and that I would need to travel to Paris for the global finals. I was truly thrilled and excited, but I also had to start preparing the global piece. During that month, I didn't work because I wanted to focus entirely on this project. The inspiration for the work also came from Mr. Fu Jun, our founder, whose understanding of art and Chinese culture was essential. He created the work inspired by the Rhapsody of the Goddess Luo, which led to the concept of crossing through the classics to a utopia. This piece blends classical elements with modernity and technology to create a final masterpiece based on the Rhapsody of the Goddess Luo. The Goddess Luo is a symbol of beauty, and her image is described in great detail in the text. So, we consulted experts in traditional culture and hair artistry to present this piece in the most perfect possible way. From the first sketches to the final creation, every stage was carefully planned to stay true to the image of the goddess Luo, with special attention to color, clothing, and makeup. Every detail was treated with great care. Then I flew to Paris to receive this honor in the fashion capital of the world. Paris was truly one of the most memorable experiences of my life, and having the chance to connect and share with the world's top hairstylists taught me so much.
How would you describe China's influence on hair and beauty in the world at the moment?
I believe that China's fashion influence on the world is steadily growing because we've now won the global L'Oreal Professional Style and Color Trophy 2 years in a row. This has helped many more people recognize the professionalism of the hairstyling industry in China. We influence beauty technique and culture. I believe this will also have a great impact. As for the hairstyling industry in China, I think it also has a strong influence in Asia because Chinese hairstylists are now very skilled. They love to learn and often travel to places like Japan and Korea to continue their training. Moreover, Chinese hairstylists are very passionate about studying techniques and put a lot of effort into perfecting their skills. I also think Chinese culture has a significant impact on Asian regions, for example, in hairstyling and coloring.
Are there any major innovations happening in the hair industry in China?
The innovations happening now in China, for example, bleaching hair used to take a long time, but now, thanks to our products and technology, we can better solve the problem and quickly achieve the desired effect for the client. At the same time, many new bleaching products have been launched, like L'Oreal Pro's Blue Bleach. It better protects the hair during use without heating, and after bleaching the hair doesn't become dry or rough. In China, we are also dealing with this now, probably to address bleaching first. I think there's no problem with bleaching, but we also seek to better protect hair quality quality. There are also techniques like highlights or two-tone coloring that first strengthen the hair's character and then protect the hair better. Many young people or certain consumer groups are very open to these kinds of changes. In our salon, we also have our own management system. It is used to welcome clients, so payment and appointment booking can be done online. Also, each of our hairstylists has an iPad to better serve clients. Clients can use the iPad to choose styles they like. They can also pay and settle the bill directly via the iPad. We can also check the client's past consumption habits, etc.
How are the industry and salons progressing with sustainable practices?
Today, sustainable development in China is also progressing very well because more and more people care about environmental protection. For example, here in China, L'Oreal had already launched an initiative to recycle tubes and packaging from hair colors products. Before, once the color was used, the empty tube packaging and box were simply thrown away. But now, we have installed special bins where tubes and boxes are sorted separately. Then we proceed with recycling, meaning once a bag is full, it is sent back to L'Oreal's dedicated service. I think this is a very good thing. It allows resources to be reused and plays a real ecological role.
How do you personally use social media, and how important are these platforms for hairstylists?
Social media is very useful to me right now. First of all, it allows more people to see my value. For example, what I do to show our consumers that this sector is very good and full of value. Also, I post my work on my social networks. This way, I can attract more customers to come to our salon and increase my income. For me, in my career, social media has allowed me to learn a lot because the digital era today is so advanced. For example, if I want to learn certain techniques or aesthetics, I can search the internet and learn. Then for myself, I am also developing my own social media. I need to better make myself known and be able to exploit my value in this sector, continue to shine, and make my way.
So what do you see as the future of the industry in China?
Regarding the future development of the sector in China, I think it will split into three directions. The first is multidimensional development, because current hairstylists are salon workers. But development can also take different angles. For example, we can participate in fashion shows, collaborate with clothing brands, or with celebrities, doing photo shoots for magazines, etc. The second direction is brand orientation. Nowadays, more and more people care about building their own brand, because most consumers prefer to trust bigger and more prestigious brands. So in the future, companies will become increasingly brand and celebrity focused. The third point is that AI could also collaborate with us in a cross-functional way. This could involve integrating all types of faces, hair, and aesthetics into AI, allowing it to better serve us hairstylists. This would offer clients a better experience. The hairstyling sector in China, I think, is first becoming increasingly respected in society because more and more people care about beauty and like to get their hair done. Men and women, everyone gets haircuts. This also means the social status of hairstylists will continue to rise. Many sectors will be impacted by artificial intelligence, but our sector will not be replaced. Because sometimes, when talking with clients, we ask ourselves why our profession won't be replaced. There are two reasons. The first is that it's a technical profession. It must be executed with great precision. For example, thanks to our hands, we can determine the exact length of hair, as well as achieve the specific effect the client wants. Secondly, we are able to offer clients not just technique, but also real emotional value. And I believe that emotional value is precisely something that AI cannot replace.
So what about your plans now and in the future?
What projects do I have now and in the future? First, our team has purchased a space of about 500 square meters in Yangjiao, a suburb near Beijing. It is intended for training and teaching. First, for internal training of our employees, then for external training. We want to transmit our techniques, professionalism, and values to those who love to learn, like passionate hairstylists. Secondly, I am also developing my own online content. The idea is to film my own journey first, to show people outside our profession the life of hairstylists. Then I focus on technical modules to better share my skills. This will allow me to share my knowledge with people in our sector.
So what would you say to young hairstylists who want to get into the business?
I think hairstylists are an irreplaceable and extremely important part of society because we are part of a sector that spreads and creates beauty. We also help people feel more self-confidence thanks to our hairstyles. I have been working in this profession for 12 years now, and I think this profession has had a big impact on my life. At first, I was rather introverted, quiet, and lacking self-confidence. However, I think this job has changed me a lot. Indeed, when I create a beautiful hairstyle for a client and they give me great feedback, it gives me a real feeling of accomplishment and gradually strengthens my self-confidence. I would say my advice to young people who want to learn hairstyling is that hairstyling is a sector with enormous value. First, it's super cool. Then you can work in many different areas as you like. Then hairstyling is really, really fun. Because not only can you, through this job, gain self-confidence, but also create beauty for your clients.
Do you see yourself as an artist today?
Do I consider myself an artist? Well, I hope to become an artist because I think hairstyling is a profession with a great artistic dimension. You have to understand many things. For example, fashion, art, culture, all that you have to know. I am also on this path constantly searching and progressing, and I hope one day I can become an artist.
Linxin, thank you very much for talking to us today, and we hope to see you again very soon. Linxin Zhang proudly represents a young generation of Chinese hairstylists who value artistry and modern styles and who master techniques and products. It is truly inspiring to hear his knowledge and feel his sense of dedication and perfectionism. Thank you for listening to Cutting Edge, the podcast, an exclusive podcast series by L'Oreal Professional Products. Discover the unique stories of international rule breakers hairstylists. Don't hesitate to subscribe and rate this podcast. And remember, all our episodes are available on every major streaming platform.